So the key is go out and earn a bloody big income.
Well, that's my philosophy, yes.
Well, just fact. Go
fund my lifestyle.
Yeah. Go earn a big income, splurge because you can.
Yes, and I like
Save
going
if
out
you
for
can.
dinner and going away to places overnight. Love wine. So there's simple things in life, and but I'm not going to go without them. So I'm not going to save to go and do something I want to do. I'm just going to do it, and then I'll work out how I fund that later.
I used to catch up with some blokes for lunch once a month. Big hitters, Mark. Like big hitters, right?
Yeah.
Good people, right? And we would go for lunch, and lunch for the four of us could cost $3,000.
Wow. How many are you? 4?
Yeah, 4.
Jesus.
Yeah, because
is that because of big expensive wine or
Yeah.
Because the food couldn't cost that much.
No. It's like, I think it was more of a showing off with these guys. Or they're just bloody rich and they just had the money. Like it was nothing for them to order a bottle of wine of $1,000.
Wow.
And they would take it in turns. And I can't do this shit. So it was my turn. I mean, it was my turn to bloody go out.
So you went to Dan Murphy? Or?
No, I didn't go to Dan Murphy, mate. So we usually go to the same restaurant. Like I'm nervous as hell.
Yeah.
So it's a restaurant in Crown, right? And I mean, just common sense that it was my turn to bloody shout.
Yeah.
I'm bloody sweating.
You were sick that day?
No. I went.
Yeah.
I actually went. So
And did you buy this $1,000 bottle of wine?
So what I tried to do, see, I'm not a wine connoisseur. I don't know anything about wines, right? But these blokes are. So they know that whole wine bullshit, what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
So I've got the wine list, right? And the cheapest wine is $230, right? And I've gone, I'll have that Sauv Blanc from New Zealand. And they all looked at me. It's like, are you guys all right with Sauv Blanc? And he goes, no, order that one. $17.50, not $17.50, $1,750.
Wow.
I couldn't really tell them no, so I had to do it.
So the sphincter was really tightening on that day.
Let me tell you, mate. Let me tell you, I wouldn't laugh. That day cost me a lot of money.
Did it taste good at least?
No, who cares? It was bloody sour. Look, whatever, mate. So I said, I had to be honest with them. Because, I mean, that's my policy. I said, hey, guys, you know what? Love you guys. Love the way that, we carry on with it. I can't do this shit anymore. Oh, no, don't worry about it. We'll look after you. And I'm not like that, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to take gifts either.
That was a $4,200 lunch. That happened nearly 6 years ago, and I'm still talking about it. I'm not doing that shit again.
You're in therapy for it.
Yeah, but I understand why they can do that. Because they're just extremely wealthy people.
Yeah.
And they don't give a rip. And good on them because they're living life. I mean, I personally can't do that. But it's amazing how when you see wealthy people splurge, I used to think that, I'm beginning to change my thought process. I'm saying, you know what, they're just living life. They deserve everything that comes their way.
Yeah,
it's just phenomenal.
It's each to their own.
Yeah, it is.
If you make, you do what you want.
Yeah,
Like who's anyone to judge how someone should spend their money, other than your own partner? Like your partner might argue with you, should we be doing this or not doing this, and that sort of stuff. But outside of that, it's no one else's business. And if you want to do something, you should just do them.
Have you done those lunches like the $4,000 lunches?
No,
see, I just can't.
Not that ridiculous. No.
Yeah. I'd when I
There's no liquid on earth that's worth that amount of money for me.
Oh, okay. So we're coming back to common sense now, eh?
Well, $1,700 for wine.
Yeah.
I reckon the $17.50 that I get at Dan Murphy, that tastes just as good.
Yeah, just as good. Yeah. But if you had the money, you would do it though. Come on.
No, I don't think I'd pay $1,700. I'd use that to buy a horse.
Oh well, you'd spend it.
So I'd say justify the horse money.
Yeah.
Rather than the wine money.
Yeah. Oh wow. I was also.
But we all justify what we want, right? They'll say the wine's better than the horse because they're not into horses. I'm into horses, so I justify the horse. Horses for courses.
Yeah. That's good. Are you into watches?
Not big time, but I do have a watch. I treated myself when I finished the Paragon journey that I wanted a Tag Heuer. And I bought myself a Tag Heuer. Cost me Jody getting something as well.
Yeah.
So it was like buying 2 Tag Heuers, that one. But other than that, no. You notice I don't even wear them. So I'm not, I wouldn't say I've got a fetish for watches or anything like that.
It's interesting because...
You do, don't you?
This was forced upon me because it was an opportunity. There's no way in the world that I would have spent so much money buying a watch, but because it was such a great price, it was nearly 50% cheaper than what it was. I don't know anything about watches. I ended up buying it. Do I regret? Look, I don't regret it, but it's just not me. I just got sucked in. I used the mentality, well, you know what? It's 50% off. Well, it'd be stupid for me not to buy it.
Yeah.
And I actually went and did that.
The reality is, if something's 50% off, can you flog it to get the 50% profit? Because most of these things, sure, the discount is off their the price on the ticket.
Yeah.
But you can't move it. Like,
No.
you know, like the biggest, like when you talk about splurge or save, like I reckon the biggest scam on earth is diamonds.
I don't know anything about them.
Neither do I. But what I do know is when you buy them, they cost you an absolute bomb.
Yeah.
After they're inside the encasing of silver or gold and whatnot, they're not worth anything anymore.
Yeah.
And it's the same stone.
Right.
So that whole industry scams you.
Wow.
So you get some stone out of the ground. It's a beautiful shiny diamond. It's clarity this and density this or whatever. Whatever the metrics
VVS
are.
and VV
all
this
that,
and
right?
VV that.
And so you pay this money.
Yeah.
But then if you wanted to move, like a year later, if you wanted to move that diamond on, you can't get anywhere near the money you paid for it. Total scam. It's worse than cars.
Yeah. I think the biggest scam is the wedding industry.
Oh, that's a big scam.
Oh, mate, I know because I've got one daughter that's married and another one's about to get married soon.
Well, that's part of your trading strategy, isn't it, to help fund those weddings?
No, it's not actually. Believe me, it's not.
You will.
But I do hear of young adults getting married and they're paying 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 grand for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's off the charts, Mark. It's actually off the charts.
And everything that you buy for a wedding, to hold the wedding, is exaggerated prices.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you're just doing a 50th birthday party and doing the exact same thing, it'd be a quarter of the price.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
it's just they see wedding, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Yeah, it's an emotional thing.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Wow. It's interesting. Do you know anyone that has splurged that shouldn't have splurged and they're in deep trouble today?
Not today, but in my history, I do where
too.
people, I call it living beyond your means.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So sometimes it's a bit like you with your friends and these, $4,000 lunches and that sort of stuff. Sometimes if you get caught into that peer pressure environment and you want to be, one of the Joneses, and you have to live that certain lifestyle, and so you extend and you buy that home in that suburb because that's what the Joneses are doing, and you buy that car and you send your kids to that private school because that's another scam of private schools.
Don't get me started on private schools, mate.
And so I've seen people just overextend to an extent that they can't afford that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But they're too embarrassed to leave that lifestyle because it's a big fall from grace. Yeah. And it can implode on them. So I've seen that in my past, family and friends. Yeah. In the current circumstance, no, I don't recall anyone doing that to that degree. I think maybe I've chosen different friends or whatever. They're not doing those sort of things. But back in the 80s and 90s, I saw a bit of that.
It's interesting that you talk about private schools. What's your view about private schools?
I'm not a big fan. Yeah. And part of that is because I didn't go. I think one of the benefits of sending your kids to private schools is the camaraderie that they get. So it's almost this collegiate group of kids that grow together, and then whenever they get into adult life, there's a brotherhood there or sisterhood there. Is this your assumption? No, I see it, right?
Really?
Where I look at myself, and I went to just a normal school. That's not there. It was more dog eat dog. You got to beat others to succeed, and so whereas in private schools, I see it's more collegiate. There's a brotherhood there. There's a brethren there. They look out for each other. They'll help each other where they can. That's the only benefit I see. As far as education and so forth, no, I don't subscribe that. That's the only. As life shows you. There's many paths to success. Being at a private school is not the only way to do it. And in many circumstances, going to a private school teaches them the wrong things, and they lose the entrepreneur, the creative thinking, the entrepreneurialism.
Really? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think they churn out robots.
Really?
Yeah. That's just my view. Ask me
it's
for
just an
evidence.
opinion. Private school. My kids went to private schools. I think it was the biggest waste of money. I've actually gone out of my way to convince 2 sets of parents not to take their kids to private school. I think it's about 50 grand a year now per child.
Depends which one you go. They range from 20 to 70.
Yeah. Oh, is that high? Jeez. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. But that's once again, it's about the Joneses.
Yeah.
And each to their own. If you want to send your kids there, I don't begrudge you. Do it. That's fine.
I think if you've got a bag of money.
Like mine are going to go to semi-private. Like
Yeah.
they're private, but they're not at the ridiculous price.
Yeah.
But they get the best of both worlds, right? That's there's a bit more realism to it. But yeah. But I'm not a big advocate. The school of hard knocks is pretty cool too.
Yeah, 100%, because private schools concentrate on something that's called an ATAR score at the end of year 12. Are their figures good? Yeah, most of them are.
Well, part of the reason their figures are good is if you're not up to scratch, they wean you off.
Yeah.
They want you out of their school and they'll wean you off.
But you know as well as I do, your ATAR score is not going to define the person who you're going to become.
No, of course it's not.
It's absolute crap. It's the biggest scam. It's a scam.
All it does is a measurement of memory.
Yeah.
So you memorize things and you can do them.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
like it's in real life, it doesn't apply much all that ATAR stuff that they do.
Yeah, no.
And same with universities. Like I'm not saying don't go to university, but some of the subjects that they do at university, where's that going?
That's a good point.
Where does that take you? So there's some really silly subjects being taught at universities that don't really add value to
your personal life,
to
your work
building
experience.
wealth, and to now if you have a passion for that area, great, good on you, go do that. But yeah, there's a lot of passengers in that world in my view, and they hide because the longer you stay in that world, the less you have to go into the real world.
I find if we talk about private schools, is that there's a small percentage of parents that can easily afford the fees. Then you've got the other 70% who struggle, and the balance will use their credit cards to fund for their...
Yeah, but they'll get frequent flyer points with that.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
You do not.
If you use your credit cards to pay your fees, you get frequent flyer points.
Oh, of course. Well, I don't believe in that sort of stuff anyway, and I don't want to get into
That's
that.
another topic another day. But yeah, no. In that regard, yes, it's a lot of people overextend, and once again, I think everyone does it for the right reasons. I think majority of people are doing it because they want the very best for their children. Maybe they didn't get that opportunity, and they want to provide that opportunity for their children. But your question was, do I'm a believer on it? No, I don't. I don't think it guarantees you success because you go to a private school. I think you'll succeed if you want to succeed, and there's many ways you can do that.
Over time, I have found whether I splurge or don't, I'm usually now don't, apart from some stupid things that I've done. I'm just quite content about myself. I'm just content. I actually don't care now. And I think the ones who, especially when they're young and they can't afford to because they haven't got the income, not only doesn't it catch up with them really, really quickly, but I feel as if they've learnt bad habits. Does that make sense?
Well, if things come easy, then that does develop bad habits. When things come easy, and so if you can get easy credit, if you can get easy this, and you can get easy that, and you get 100, 60 months interest free at Harvey Norman, and you go buy $20,000 worth of TVs and couches and that sort of stuff. That's like everything comes easy.
Yeah.
And no one's really calculating the consequences of those actions. They develop bad habits with that. Back work ethics. And I'm sort of probably contradicting myself a little bit here because I'm probably guilty of let's just roll and we'll work it out, which is probably what they're doing. But they've just got to be careful that they've got the disposable income to support that decision-making process and that lifestyle.
Oh, so yeah. So I guess I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy yourself, but do it in a measured way. And when the money rolls in, yeah, absolutely, go enjoy yourself. Because I've seen my folks live an entire life, done well for themselves. So, let's not kid ourselves, but never really out and splurged and just did it for themselves,
Because they're probably of the mentality, if you've saved for the majority of your life, it's very hard to undo that and not be a saver.
Yeah, because it's been a habit. It's been a habit all their lives. On the flip side, then you've got people on the other side of the ledger that haven't done that and they learn bad habits and they get caught out. They learn bad habits and they get caught out. I mean, the debt is exploding. Well, it's not just in Australia, mate. It's exploding worldwide. I'll tell you a funny story, though, that I'd gone to a resort in Europe. Mate, I just wasn't happy. So I said, no, I'm going. So I looked around. I was in Paris,
Yeah.
right? Paris is not cheap, mate.
No, it's not.
So you've been there?
Yeah, I've been to Paris, yes.
Okay. So I just wasn't happy. And to be honest, looking back, there was nothing wrong with it. I just needed all the bling bling bullshit because again, it was an emotional thing. I said, I'm only going to be here for about 5 days, so I want to enjoy it. So where it was, I think it was on a couple of €100 per night. It was a standard hotel, nice.
Yep.
I said, no, I'm going to spoil myself. So I've taken my bags, literally 100 metres down the road on the left-hand side, and I see this beautiful, the architecture of this hotel. I go, this is where I'm going to stay. I go, stuff it. I'm in my 50s. So if I'm not going to, you know that thing, if I'm not going to do it now.
When will I do it?
When will I do it? Like, Harry, are you that dumb?
That's the splurge mentality.
100%. I walked in and walked out within 3 seconds. €2,500 per night. So that was my splurge in my mind.
And you'd already checked out of the previous place.
Checked out. So I've gone back and I've actually lied. I can't find anything. Everything's booked. Oh, sir, you're more than welcome to stay. I opened the door. Love the place now. I just love the place. I'm not thinking that.
If I was there, I would say to you, you go back and find somewhere else, mate. You just spat on us. You can't come back here.
So, I mean, I'm still fairly careful in terms of what I do. I think I've mentioned to you when I fly, I fly business class. I try and find the cheapest business class that's going.
When you got flexibility of when you can go, there's some good deals out there for business class. Obviously it's a lot more expensive than economy, but they've got
that other one now,
premium economy. So that's more just leg room. I don't think you get anything like you do in business class.
My understanding is that the seat goes back halfway. It doesn't go all the way like a flatbed. It goes halfway.
Right.
And I think they're $4,000 or something, or $5,000.
I'm not sure.
I've never done it.
But it's I think it's probably half the price of business and triple the price of economy. I think it's roughly like that. But if you because you're basically retired, you can go whenever you like, really. And so you've got the flexibility. Do I go Tuesday? Do I go Wednesday? You don't have to worry about school holidays. You probably avoid school holidays.
Yeah, you do.
So you can get good deals in that environment. When you've got young families that are growing up and you want to take them, then it's a bit harder. So it's not easy to do the business class. And then you've got 4 of them. I've got 2 kids that come with us. So
great.
4 business class. Now that's splurging if I take them all on business class.
But, jeez.
But I feel a little bit guilty keeping them at the back while I sit up the front too. So
bullshit.
Well, I am sitting at the back.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that you should, but you would feel guilty if your kids were at the back.
A little bit. I don't know how for long, maybe a couple of hours, but...
Oh, really? No issue. No, I'd have no issue whatsoever.
Well, interesting topic for today, mate.
It is, mate.
Yeah,
keep splurging.
Keep splurging.
Keep racing.
Keep splurging, keep racing. I've still got a couple left, a few hoofs, a few tails.
Awesome.
But it's all good fun. But it was an interesting topic, so...
Press
subscribe, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed today's topic. And if you press subscribe if you enjoyed it, that'd be great. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
See you, Mark.
See ya.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.